Play clock is down under 5. Sanders from the gun throws up. Pressure. He's going to go long to the far side, and he overthrows his intended receiver.
Everyone on Twitter told me Shedeur Sanders was the worst quarterback of all time. So I thought it would be good to listen to what a Hall of Famer thought about his first time getting some reps. So we're going to watch a little bit of Kurt Warner's breakdown, the tape from this, and anticipation for Shedeur Sanders getting his first official NFL start. And I'm going to let Kurt keep going, but I just find it interesting that, you know, someone who's, you know, played quarterback at a high level, done it for a long time, the first thing that he sees out of the wide receivers is he can't even identify what we're doing, right?
What they don't want you to see is the moment Kurt Warner looked at Shedeur Sanders and basically hit the weight. What am I watching? Button in real time? This man broke down Shedeur's game, so honestly it felt like a surprise performance review nobody asked for. And the wildest part, it wasn't even negative, just brutally real. So now, the entire football world is scrambling like they lost the Wi-Fi. Buckle up, because this is about to get crazy.
All right, I know Shedeur Sanders is a hot button topic. No matter what you say, you're either a lover or a hater. You know, for me, I want to see all these guys succeed. I want to see Shedeur succeed. I want to see Dylan Gabriel succeed. I've got absolutely no agenda in this whole thing other than I want these guys to be better. And when I break it down, I tell you what I see. I tell you honestly, and hopefully these guys get a chance to see the video, and maybe it's things that can help them.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. Kurt Warner sits down to watch Shedeur Sanders. And from the very first rep, it's clear Twitter might want to pack up its laptops and consider a new career. Everyone was calling Shedeur the worst quarterback alive. And here comes a Hall of Famer staring at him like he just tried to solve a Rubik's Cube in zero gravity.
Dagger here with, you know, what's the concept? What's the layering of these routes? Every route is supposed to be very intentional, right? Whether it's putting defenders in certain conflict, whether it's giving answers to a young quarterback for a pressure. And right here, if I can't even readily identify what's going on, I mean, how do you think that a rookie's going to be able to do that? But okay, just before Kurt, you know, keeps moving, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure we all know what it is. A green dog, also known as a blitz and engage, depending on the particular defense terminology. The point of a green dog is to add an extra man late.
The first play rolls out. Shedeur gets the ball, and suddenly, a little spark of hope flashes. He actually reads his first option correctly. That's right, he's looking at the linebacker, processing the reaction. Somehow finds a man open.
To me is my own agenda and my only agenda. I don't have any other you know, reason to even break this stuff down, because I am for all of these guys. No matter what I say and whether you like it or not, I am for all these guys. So let's kind of dive in and take a look. Obviously, we all know, wasn't the ideal situation, didn't get a lot of practice reps, as we've already discussed. Fair, unfair, normal, unnormal.
Nice decision, quick release, and a completion. Kurt nods. A little. Like cautiously. Like you'd nod at a toddler who successfully poured milk without spilling it everywhere. But hey, small victories. And then the pressure hits. Because of course, it hits. Football, ladies and gentlemen, is rarely fair.
Shedeur Sanders will make his first start against the Raiders this Sunday. Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner with a look at a sack Sanders took against the Ravens. This from Warner's Quarterback Confidential.
A little bit of a mixed bag, right? Like, I know that when you look strictly at the statistics, they were really bad, you know, only 4 of 16 passing. But Kurt Warner, I think, did a great job of highlighting that he also didn't get a ton of help kind of from the coaching and the play calling, and then like kind of his supporting cast.
They bring a rusher unblocked. Suddenly, Shedeur has to play a game of mental chess while being chased by a man whose hobby is ruining quarterbacks. Kurt immediately zooms in on the WRs, trying to figure out what the offense is even attempting. Nobody looks like they know. Nobody looks at Shedeur. Routes are floating around in space like forgotten laundry. Kurt Warner himself squints at the screen like, are we doing a dagger? Is this a post? What is happening? If a Hall of Fame quarterback can't identify the concept, a rookie's probably thinking the universe just paused mid-play and forgot him. And this is where the first real teaching moment lands. Shedeur needs to know his hot read. That quarterback speaks for if the house is on fire, Here's where you throw the ball first. But in this setup, the heat isn't obvious. The shallow route is open on the backside, but Kurt doesn't like it. He wants the throw ahead of the pressure, not behind it. Logic dictates that you target the side the blitz comes from, hit the void, and make life easier. But sometimes life just says no and throws you to the shallow route in a sea of confusion. Shedeur looks around like a man in a mere maze, trying to find his teammate, and suddenly, there's a rusher bearing down like an angry subway train. Quick decision here. Either force it, hold it, or throw it away. Kurt thinks quietly. Throw it away. Save yourself. Don't be a hero. This isn't Madden. This is real life. And yes, Twitter is already typing. Worst QB ever. Holding the ball too long? He can't read pressure. But pause. Kurt point.
The Shedeur Sanders debut did not go exactly how everyone thought it would. Obviously, coming in versus a tough Ravens team is probably not the best case scenario. I wish it happened a little bit differently. I wish he gotten some first team reps maybe once in his life while he was on this team. Never has gotten first team reps. I mean, it's unbelievable at this point. But at the end of the day, it happened. We have to talk about it, and I think we need to see what went wrong.
Kurt points out exactly what we're watching. Shedeur's holding the ball because he's trying to make plays. The quarterback's first instinct is heroism, not logic. Every sack, every near hit, every grimace, it's part of the learning curve. He's a rookie, not a monk who's memorized every defensive scheme ever. Some of these mistakes are brutal, sure, but they're also educational. The interception that comes later? Classic rookie. He anticipates a receiver crossing the face of a cornerback. The corner isn't fooled. Shedeur goes for the big play, the high-stakes throw, and the ball lands in the wrong hands. Not disastrous for his career, but a textbook for you'll learn. Then comes the deep lesson in football terminology. Kurt Warner brings up the green dog. For the uninitiated, this is a linebacker blitz trick. The linebacker is supposed to cover someone, but suddenly turns into an extra blitzer if the running back helps out. Confusing? Absolutely. Impossible for a rookie to instantly process while deciding if the defender is coming over the top or hanging back like a cautious cat. Also, absolutely. Shedeur navigates this almost, but his eyes wander to the cross, not the intended target. Kurt isn't upset, he's intrigued. This is complexity at work. It's football's way of saying, congrats, rookie. Welcome to the jungle.
I love the confidence from Shedeur Sanders. Browns rookie quarterback will be making his first career start on Sunday, but eventually you got to go out on the field and back it up. Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com and the Cleveland Plain Dealer will be at that game in Las Vegas as the 2-8 Browns take on the 2-8 Raiders. We say good morning to Mary Kay and welcome back. And didn't we expect at some point this year we were going to see Shedeur Sanders play one way or the other? The dominoes were going to fall in a way. In a 17-game season with Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders, we were going to see.
Despite the chaos, Shedeur begins to adapt. His internal clock starts speeding up as the game progresses. Plays that took him forever to read at the start now get processed faster. He's learning to anticipate the defender's leverage, to find the hot throws to release before the pressure buries him. Kurt notices it, nods approvingly. The mistakes are still there. Sure, a little intentional grounding here. A misread there, but the growth is visible. Real growth, not just hype. And then the crown jewel of the night, the deep seam throw. A classic high-low read, the kind of throw that makes Hall of Famers smile. Shedeur stands in the pocket like he's rooted, unmoved, ignoring the chaos around him. His eyes navigate the defenders, process the zones, and deliver the ball perfectly over the top. Kurt leans back. This isn't luck. This isn't fluke. This is understanding. The throw lands exactly where it's supposed to. Timing impeccable, precision surgical. Twitter, the loud and judgmental, could take notes. But they probably won't. The rookie just quieted the critics for one magnificent moment. Throughout all of this, the tension between expectation and reality is palpable. Twitter said the worst QB. The rookie had no business being here. Yet here he is, navigating blitzes, high-low reads, green dogs, and interceptions. all under the critical gaze of a Hall of Famer.
They lost both tackles during the game, and he was blitzed, just a lot of cover zero, just bringing the house. And he likes to hold onto the ball sometimes, but what I think you really saw was the highs and the lows. Like, he had a couple of throws in that game. Like, he attacked the field vertically. That back shoulder throw to Larvidan in the end zone, I stood up, I'm like, oh, because I thought he caught it, before a great defensive play, because that was a big time NFL throw.
Every completed pass is a small miracle. Every Nermistic is a learning experience. Kurt Warner's commentary essentially says, relax, Twitter. This kid's figuring it out, one snap at a time. And that's where the humor sneaks in naturally. Watching Shedeur is like observing a man trying to assemble IKEA furniture while someone shakes the box violently. Confusion reigns, panic flares, and yet, against all odds, some pieces fit. Some pieces even look like they belong. And every time he throws a clean pass or finds the open man under pressure, it's an unexpected victory, a tiny celebration in a sea of chaos. Then there's the nitpicky stuff that Hall of Famers notice but the casual viewer will miss. Kurt comments on every subtle detail. Where the WR is looking. How the linebacker reacts, whether the defender's leverage is high or low. He dissects every decision, every glance, every microsecond that determines success or failure. For the casual observer, it's overwhelming. For Shedeur, it's life experience condensed into fleeting seconds. For the sarcastic viewer, it's comedy gold. Look at him pivot. Look at him hesitate. He has no idea what's happening. And yet somehow it works. That tension between chaos and competence is what makes this tape addictive.
Your number.
Why do they care whether he plays
that's
well or
called
not?
sports.
Why?
It's polarizing. Some people watch Patrick Mahomes and hope people watch Floyd Mayweather to get his head knocked off or to knock somebody else's head off. That's what sports is a lot of times.
A 5th round draft
Stop
pick.
it, Rob. You're going to be sitting there with baby oil if he goes and throws 4 interceptions and only gets 80 yards. I'm calling off on Monday if that happens. Ain't nobody going to want to hear what you got to say. So anyway, he's auditioning for every other team in this NFL because I think the Browns will look for an opportunity.
Of course, the interceptions remain part of the story. Shedeur throws one based on anticipation, another one on misread leverage. Yet each misstep comes with learning. Kurt breaks down the reasoning behind each, pointing out that the defensive alignment, coverage rules, and pressure scenarios all conspire to challenge a young QB. For anyone who has ever held a football, it's relatable. For everyone else, it's a hilarious spectacle. Watching a rookie navigate chaos while a Hall of Famer whispers guidance from the ether is a mix of awe, amusement, and please don't die out there. The game unfolds further and Shedeur's decisions improve. He starts finding checkdowns, hitting his hot throws, and occasionally standing tall in the pocket instead of drifting backward like a man trying to escape a sinking ship. Kurt emphasizes this repeatedly. Get rid of the ball. Know your hot read. Save yourself from sacks. Every success is contrasted with earlier chaos, highlighting growth in a way that is both satisfying and slightly comical. You see the rookie go from panicked mess to capable decision maker. And the exaggeration of his early mistakes makes the improvement even funnier. The big plays punctuate the narrative. The deep post, the high-low success. The quick reaction to a blitz, these moments are punctuated by Warner's nods and subtle approvals.
If I remember correctly, this Raiders-Browns game, 4:05 Eastern Standard Time, CBS, is coming on the same time as the Eagles-Cowboys game. I think if that's true, this is one of those games where Dallas is going to be challenged ratings-wise. They're saying Cleveland starting at 4:05. They're saying Dallas is starting on Fox at 4:25. I'm just letting you know. In the day and age that we're living in with YouTube and, the multi-view channels and all of this other stuff, probably watch both at the same time. Just as
Shedeur isn't perfect, but he's learning faster than Twitter expected. He's understanding pressure concepts, recognizing blitzes, and even correcting minor mistakes in real time. It's the kind of progression that makes you lean forward, chuckle, and simultaneously marvel. Who knew football education could be so entertaining? Meanwhile, The audience is treated to the full comedic spectrum of rookie football. Holding the ball too long, misreading leverage, struggling with coverage schemes, the panic under pressure, the moments of brilliance, they all play out like a sitcom. Only the stakes are slightly higher. Every mistake has consequences, and every success is a revelation. Watching Shedeur navigate the NFL as a rookie, analyzed by a Hall of Famer, feels like watching a tightrope walker balance above a pit of snapping alligators. You can't look away. By the time the video rolls toward the closing analysis, narrative emerges. Shedeur is far from perfect, but he's far from hopeless. The interceptions, misreads, and occasional panic are balanced by quick completions, intelligent throws, and noticeable growth.
So everybody's going to be watching more than the Browns-Raiders warrants, for sure. But everybody's going to be watching to see, because you're either going to be hoping he does well, you're going to be hoping he does bad, but everybody's going to be watching.
Who's hoping that he does bad?
Did you want me to call you by name?
No, I don't.
No. A lot of people, Rob, don't do that. You know he's polarizing.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Nobody's.
What are you talking? Don't. Rob Parker, don't play with me right now. It's a Friday. We done made it through the week. It's show us over. Don't play with me.
Who's rooting for him to fail?
I wish I knew the 85 million people who are by name so I could tell you.
Kurt Warner's analysis, delivered with precise, calm authority, frames Shedur's rookie struggles as steps toward mastery. The comedy comes from the juxtaposition. Twitter screams, "Worst quarterback ever." Chaos reigns on screen, and yet, in the middle of it all, small victories shine. Each pass is both a miracle and a learning opportunity. And the final takeaway hits hard. Rookie quarterbacks don't magically understand the NFL. Chaos, complexity, and confusion are part of the package. Holding the ball too long, that's growth in motion. Misreading coverage, learning experience. Throwing a perfect high-low seam under pressure. Instant highlight, instant approval from the football gods. Watching this unfold is like seeing a chef experiment live on a cooking show. Sometimes the souffle collapses, sometimes it rises perfectly, and Kurt Warner is there to point out the science behind it all. For viewers, it's hilarious, educational, and mesmerizing. You can almost feel Shedeur sweating through the screen. By the end, the narrative is crystal clear. Shedeur is learning, improving, and occasionally shining. The rookie mistakes are part of the charm, the comedy, the education.
Sanders is going to be watching the Cowboys because we want to see whether or not the brother can play on the National Football League level. Kevin Stefanski made the announcement that he's going to be the starting quarterback this Sunday. So you know what? Everybody's going to want to see. Okay, you did get first team reps. You do know the playbook. Okay? Are protections in place? Is he going to get the ball out of his hands? Is he going to hold on to the ball too much? Is he going to try to make things happen? What's going to be the difference between him and Dylan Gabriel? We're going to ask ourselves those questions.
Kurt Warner's breakdown provides clarity, context, and a lens through which the chaos can be understood. And for the audience, this is the perfect storm of sarcasm, football insight, and comedic exaggeration. Watching Twitter panic versus watching a Hall of Famer calmly dissect every snap? Comedy gold. So as the video closes, you're left with a mix of amazement and amusement. Shedeur Sanders, the rookie everyone mocked, is navigating the chaos with increasing competence. The interceptions, the confusion, the panicked reads, the heroic releases, they all tell a story of learning under fire. And Kurt Warner's analysis elevates it from mere observation to full-on football education. With moments of dry humor sprinkled throughout, the rookie mistakes feel both absurd and inevitable, making the triumphs that much sweeter. And there it is. Twitter thought Shedeur was doomed. A Hall of Famer knows better. Chaos ensues. Passes connect. Interceptions teach. Hot reads challenge. Green dogs confuse. High-low reads are exciting. And throughout it all, the comedy writes itself. Watching Shedeur Sanders for the first NFL start is part thriller, part lesson, part absurdity, entirely mesmerizing.